everybody, and welcome to Meet the Dog. I'm your local friendly kennel assistant, Chris, and this week with me is Naomi. Naomi is from the Tribbles litter, born back in March. Her parents are Bianca and Sir Richard. Little Naomi is weighing in at 60 pounds. Her training strengths include her pace, her one step, and her, I believe it was her back. Yep, backing up. So her strengths include her pace, her one step, and her backing up. Her weaknesses include cars. You know, that's gonna something they're gonna have to work on as it comes. Her downstay and unloading from cars. She has some difficulty with that. She eats 3 times a day. She eats 2 cups in the morning, a cup and a half at lunch, and 2 cups in the evening. I like to call her one of the twins because her and her brother Jordy look almost identical. There's really, it's very hard to tell them apart other than just, you know, looking underneath them to tell which one's the boy, which one's the girl. So what I do, and if she can turn around to show us, Naomi, I give you a 1 because you're being a good girl and you're nervous. Can you come around for me? You want to come around? Here, how about this? Let's walk around. Let's see if we can show them how I tell you apart. Okay, she's not going to come around for me. So how I usually tell her and Jordy apart, because they look so similar, is that on their front right paw, Jordy has a white sock with 2 black dots on it. Naomi can't see it right now, unfortunately, because she's turned around, but she has like a half sock that just covers her toes. So whenever I want to tell the 2 of them apart, I usually just either look at underneath them to gender them, or I just look at the front right paw. That was a very good backup. That was very good. But yeah, I will open it to questions about Miss Naomi. Craftier asks, how are the dogs dealing with the heat and training? The heat is absolutely knocking them out. I'm not sure how they're doing out and about, but it is absolutely knocking them out while they're here. Miss Naomi was having a little nap, and I had to wake her up to bring her in here, so she's probably a little grumpy between the heat and how tired she is. Hey, Naomi. You're being such a good girl. Good girl, Naomi. Very good. All right. Any questions about Miss Naomi? Very good, Naomi. I'll try to think of some things in the meantime. Let's see. My eye. About Miss Naomi. She hasn't been eating a whole lot lately. We think it's because of the heat. The heat is kind of killing her appetite. Is Naomi more outgoing or reserved? I would say she's more outgoing. The heat has been making her very tired lately, so she's a bit more reserved than she usually is. But when she's going, she gets going. She's a very outgoing dog. I would say a lot of the Tribbles are. But yeah, she's normally a lot more outgoing than this. She's just very tired right now. That was Barb V asking that. Naomi, hey. Good girl. There you go. Craftier asks, how is Naomi like her mother Bianca? Well, I've said it I said this every time I've done a Tribble, but they are all huge cuddle bugs, just like their mom. They love to snuggle up for attention, love to do everything in their power to get your attention for the snuggling. Back here, Naomi. Back, Naomi. Naomi, back over here. Okay. I think she's a little freaked out being in the arena right now. Yeah, I would say, just like her mom, she's a pretty big cuddler. That was craftier. And Barbie asked, besides food, what makes her the most happy? I'd say playing with her siblings. Food hasn't really been doing it much for her lately. I think that's partly the heat, just kind of knocking the appetite out of her. But she still loves playing with her brothers and sisters, so there's that at least. Craftier asks, who are her best dog friends? That would be her brother Jordy, who is currently her roommate. She gets along pretty well with Spock and Wesley as well. Tasha, too. She loves playing with all her brothers and sisters. And I really wish she would come forward so I don't have to reach behind me and you can see her. Barbie asks, what does she think of the bigger dogs when she sees them? I think she's a little nervous about that. A little bit. She gets a little curious about them sometimes and will approach them, but a lot of times if they're barking pretty loudly, she'll kind of like try to keep her distance. She's not like Riker or Spock where she'll get right up in them. Craftier asks, is the arena hot today? Yes, it's on the hotter side. That's why I have the fans on. Hopefully you can hear me. All right. I'm going to leave it open for any last minute questions about Naomi. Oh, there you go. Who's a good girl, huh? Good girl. Very good, Naomi. You're doing very well. Very good. All right, any last minute questions about Miss Naomi? Probably should hold the microphone right here so you can actually hear me. I don't know what that is in my pants, but I'm going to just assume it's dirt. I hope it's dirt. There you go. Oh, you're good with the microphone now, huh? No, you cannot use the microphone. You can have this. Good girl. Very good. Yeah, good girl. All right. Gonna give it a few more minutes. I might cut it a little bit shorter today just because Naomi is so tired. Yeah, give it 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes for any questions about Naomi. I'll try to think of anything in the meantime. Oh, there we go. What Craftier asked, what is her height compared to her siblings? Right now, they're all pretty even. I think she is probably going to start losing some height on them once they start getting older. I know that definitely happened with the Christmas litter. So I wouldn't be surprised if... I would be surprised if she eventually started losing some height on her brothers. I don't think she's going to be a small dog by any means. She's not going to be on the small size. But for now, they're all pretty even. Barbie says, I appreciate you doing these sessions, Chris, by asking questions my way of letting you know I'm interested in the dogs, care about them, and the mission of SDB. Thanks. Thank you, Barbie. Thank you. And thank you all for tuning in on this. Just so I am not talking to myself. Always nice to know that I'm not talking to myself. What is so interesting? You are going back there. The bird's freaking out. The birds are freaking. Now the birds are freaking her out. I'm gonna give it 1 more minute, and then I think we'll call it. 1 more minute for any last-minute questions about Miss Naomi or Naomi, depending on how you like to pronounce it. I've heard it pronounced both ways. I have no idea what's right. I think I'm going to call it here. Thank you all for tuning in and learning about Miss Naomi. I will be back next week with the last of the Tribbles. And after that, I think we'll have to start going back to dogs we were already done. So thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Have a good one.